All right. Hello, folks. We are here not to buy some gems, but we are here to play a little bit more Magic the Gathering. Had a little less luck with my last few, but I think we'll get right back into the swing of things with an M19 draft here. All right. So, what have we got here? So, I'm inclined to take this big flyer. Like, he's expensive and not totally a game-winning bomb, but I think you can build a deck around him that's pretty decent. He can be pretty impressive. The other option, possibly the right option, would be Luminous Bonds. Just obviously a solid removal spell. But I'm willing to give the Sphinx a try, see if we can make it work with our first pick. Obviously, you want to go a Flyers deck with this guy, and kind of a controller deck since he's a 7-drop. So we'll see if we can make any of that happen. So yeah, I think Wind Rider Sphinx is our boy. Alright, I gotta remember what this does. Yeah, that's right, it does nothing. So what do we got here? So obviously like blue-white is kind of a color combination you want to go for. Looks like a common was taken out of this, which I would think is whatever that 5-mana black removal spell is. Maybe someone took a Luminous Bonds out of it. That's possible. Shock's a fine card. Pegasus Courser is nice, though note that while the Courser will trigger the Wind Rider Sphinx, the other creature won't be flying when it attacks, so it doesn't do double duty. But that's still perfectly fine. This card, obviously, since it has an attack trigger, leans more aggressively. Another downside in blue-white is that a lot of your creatures already fly, and so you're not getting a lot of mileage out of the attack trigger. But that being said, I think the other cards you would want to play or pick here are like Shock. I think Shock is likely better than this giant. There's also a Rejuvenator. Rejuvenator is nice because it will ramp you into the Wind Rider Sphinx, but green isn't particularly a good color to pair with the Wind Rider Sphinx because green doesn't really have any flyers. Of course, you don't have to be totally tied down to our first pick. I can't really remember how many goblins there are. I think there's enough for this guy to be okay, but not to just consistently be busted. So it's actually a pretty interesting pick. If we wanted to stay on color, I guess we could take Totally Lost, but I feel like I basically always want exactly one of those or zero, and you can. I think the AIs tend to value them pretty low, so it is kind of interesting. I think I will take Pegasus Courser and just see where it goes. All the caveats I previously mentioned about it notwithstanding. Okay, so here, my inclination is to take Divination. If you're going to be control deck, you want some card advantage. There are some nice green cards in the pack. I like these guys well enough, but I don't think enough to shift out. So I think I will. So it's a rare and an uncommon missing, so really hard to tell what colors they might be. But yeah, I think I'll take a Divination here. All right. Well, that's our third Rejuvenator we've seen. I mean, it's not a total bomb or anything, but it's a fine card in the green decks. And I do like green-blue. No real white card that I care for here. I do like Salvager of Secrets. So if you can make that work, it's good. Shock's fine. It's a little bit worse in kind of a core set format because little creatures matter less because the games are going to go longer and you're going to want to care more about dealing with big creatures. Obviously, Shock's still a totally fine card, but I think I will take a Salvager of Secrets here. Probably a little too early to be picking up my second Divination, though I will certainly play 2 of those. I'm never that impressed with the Aven Wind Mage. I guess it is a flying creature for Wind Rider Sphinx, and obviously a lot of blue decks are going to have a high incident sorcery count, but you're not always wanting to attack. And, I mean, he's just kind of whatever. Obviously, you can play instants and stuff and pump them up for blocking, but not really maximizing the card at that point, I think. But I like Salvager of Secrets, easy 2-for-1. So I think we'll go for that. Alright. So, sort of interesting here. Blue does have somewhat of an Artifacts Matters theme. Especially blue-white. I think I know the blue-white uncommon cares about having an artifact in play to become a 4-mana air elemental. There's not a lot else, even in other colors, that's tempting here. As previously discussed, this card doesn't do anything. Manolith is good because it also helps you splash. It obviously ramps you, which is welcome with a Wind Reader Sphinx and with Divinations and Salvager of Secrets. These are all, in their own ways, mana-intensive cards. So I think I'm happy to take the... Take care of a little business there. Alright, so now we got to figure out exactly what we're doing. I do like the Stag quite a bit, but blue-white's not really the place I imagine playing him, especially a blue-white deck constructed kind of like this. It could still be the pick, but obviously if you're playing him and being defensive, he's just really a hill giant. Dwindle could be a card I'm interested in. It is definitely a defensive card, which is sort of the name of the game here. So I think I'm going to take Dwindle. Great. The Stag is much better, but again, I just don't think he's going to be that great in this deck, and I think this card will pretty much be removable for the sort of deck that we're building, so I think I'm happy to have that. I think we would play probably a Cancel as well, but I would rather have that one. Okay. So now we're going to branch out, and I don't really see anything to branch out into other than Elvish Rejuvenator. So maybe we can make some sort of green-blue thing work. There's really no other consideration here. This 2-drop's not that good. This is a fine guy, but I'm not sure really what he's doing in the deck. So we'll see if maybe... I mean, there's definitely been signs green's open. This other green 3-drop is a little bit better than a 3-mana 3-2, but not a lot better. So I'm not that tempted by it. Alright. So here, none of the green cards are that interesting to me. Disperse is okay. It's the card we're most likely to play, but I kind of don't mind a Chaplain. We need some cheap stuff. I don't think I'll miss the Disperse that much. I think we would still, all things being equal, rather be blue-white or than green-blue. And I mean, it's Disperse just not amazing in this deck. Like, you usually want in a deck like blue-green where you can really take advantage of the tempo, like get rid of a blocker and smash him for 8 or something like that. Not really going to be the way a blue-white deck, I think, plays out. At least the way ours is kind of looking to be. This guy's not amazing or anything, but pretty reasonable play on 2 mana against the aggro decks. Alright, so now we have another chance at a Disperse, which doesn't surprise me. I may just take Scholar of Stars. It fits our curve okay, and I don't know how many artifacts you really want for this guy to be decent. A 4-mana 3-2 is probably less bad than it seems. And if you can draw a card off him, he's pretty solid. Well, so now we got a Rejuvenator or a Dual Land. I think I am more inclined to take the Rejuvenator just because I'm not that worried about getting Dual Lands, because I'm probably not going to play like Bant or something. I'm going to be 2 colors. I've already got a Manolith for some amount of fixing. So I think I'll take a Rejuvenator. There's also the Serpent. The Serpent is serviceable, but I have a feeling I'll get a chance at that. Alright. I guess here I will take the Lend. Like, they're not like they're unplayable or anything. I don't think I'm really going to miss the Wall of Mist. too much. Yeah, we'll take the Druid, or whatever this guy is. The Scout, Elvish Scout. And I'm not going to play any of these. So, we're doing okay either direction that we go. Alright, and what do we have in this pack? So the best card in the pack is the Baloth. Probably by a fair margin. If we really wanted to go for the artifact theme, then we could take Dragon's Horde. But I'm not that worried about doing that. I think I'll just take Baloth here. Everything else is a pretty significant drop-off in terms of quality. Either of these green cards is fine, though. We're not really wanting to have a third Elvish Rejuvenator. So I think I'm happy to take a Baloth here. And definitely seems like we're more likely to be green than white at this point. Alright, so here I assume the pick is between the Basilisk and the Rabid Bite. And it's probably going to be the Rabid Bite. We'll need to actually pick up decent things to get it with. But perhaps we can do that. Like, Basilisk obviously is one of the better things to get it with, but I do like Rabid Bite a good amount. It's a nice card. So I think I'll take Rabid Bite. One thing worth noting is our Dwindle gets a lot worse in green-blue. Nah, I guess not a ton worse, but because the thing does die if it blocks, but they get a block out of it. Whereas, you know, if you're a flyer deck, you don't have to worry about that as much. None of the white cards really worth taking here. I probably do want to get a Totally Lost at some point, but I don't think I would really ever take that over a Rabid Bite. Unless I was really late in the draft and I just really had no confidence I would get good targets for it. So I think we'll go with that. Alright, so a couple decent options here. I think white is pretty much out at this point. Alright. So kind of have to see exactly what we're doing now. The Manolith looking less good. This Depowered Deckhand's pretty good. He's also pretty good in blue-green because you get a force through big dudes. That being said, I do kind of like these big guys as well. Scholar of the Star is unlikely to make the cut at this point, I would say. I think if I was going to take one of these, it would be the Boar. I think. I guess the Oracle's probably a little bit better in general. But we already have 2 5-drops is the issue. But I don't know. I think I'm just going to take this Departed Deckhand. Like I said, I think he's pretty good in blue-green. So we'll see if we can get some mileage out of him. Okay, I do like this 7-drop. It's a little sketchy to take 2 7-drops, but a bit less so in this format than others. We're definitely going to have to trim down on the fat a little bit. There's a good chance we don't play Salvager of Secrets. As it stands, we've only got 2 targets for it, and obviously green-blue, not the color combination that's going to maximize it. But I think Gaspark Twins is likely better than Windreader Sphinx in our deck. I've been quite impressed with the Gaspark Twins. Okay. So Bone to Ash is a card I like. I don't mind a Giant Spider, but I think I like Bone to Ash better. So I think I'll take Bone to Ash here. Okay, well there's another Rabid Bite. Again, we kind of have to really make sure we got good targets for it. We don't have a lot of those yet. Especially cheap ones, so like we want Centaur Coursers would be good ones. Obviously the Basilisk would be a good one. But hopefully we can make that work. I mean, we're kind of getting to the point in the draft where it's starting to get a little sketchy, but we will do our best. Alright, well, we got more 2-power guys. I think here it's pretty easily a Giant Spider. Just because, not because it's an amazing card. In general, worse than Elvish Rejuvenator, but I don't think I want the 3rd Elvish Rejuvenator. And the Giant Spider, it'll buy us time for our bigger dudes. and all that. This almost could be a deck for the Aven Wind Mage here. Because he's actually okay with Rabid Bite, since he's always going to hit for 3 with it. And 3 is a bit more than 2. It's also draws us a card with the Sphinx. There is a chance we don't play the Sphinx, just depending on how our deck looks. Like, definitely the Gasbark Twins is going to be better in our deck. And if we decide we need to shave a 7-drop, it's going to be him. I think I will take the Aven Wind Mage here. And alright, I'm happy to get Rock's Oracle here, I think. Yeah, I don't think I want the 3rd Rejuvenator, though. The Rejuvenator, I guess, be a little bit better than Manalith. They're somewhat similar cards. Alright, I think, like I said, I like usually one totally lost in these decks. I don't think I'd mind another Divination, but blue-green kind of needs to take the removal where it can. We do have, of course, the couple Rabid Bites, but I found Totally Lost to be pretty good in these decks. We do have Ramp that will make it somewhat easier to cast. I'm not 100% sure about this pick, but okay, well, now I regret everything. But no, here's a, I don't regret it because I'd rather take this Boar. The Boar is going to be good for our curve, because we definitely don't want another 5-drop in the form of the Rock's Oracle. And then he's going to make our Rabid Bite better. Alright, I don't know which one I prefer between Highland Game and Greenwood Sentinel, but we'll have the option. And best of 1, so Plummet gets a lot worse. And I don't think we want the wall. Alright, I'd say our deck is in decent shape right now. Definitely things that could be improved, but I think it's okay. Alright, so interesting pick to some extent. I think we just take the Snapping Drake. Again, 3 power is kind of the minimum that I really count for Rabid Bite. Kill a decent amount more things than if you just have 2 power guys. Not really looking to have another 5-drop. I don't think we'd mind Uncomfortable Chill for a few reasons in this deck, but I think we might be able to get it back, and I would rather have the Snapping Drake. It's also a flyer for the Sphinx. Okay, that's some big game. Definitely, it's a risky card, but you can also just sometimes kill him out of nowhere with it. The only other option would be, I think that's just a little bit too slow and too much. Ooh, we also have the Druid of the Cow and Essence Scatter. So Druid of the Cow's, I guess, the best green common. I don't know if it's better than Rabid Bite, but it's a good green common. Essence Scatter, I assume, is the best blue common. But then we also have this green rare, which honestly I don't know exactly how to evaluate it. You can obviously with any aura, you can get kind of blown out by it. It is a 6-drop, so it's gonna ramp up our curve. Good with a card like Elvish Rejuvenator. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try out this 6-drop and see how that goes. I don't actually know if it's... I mean, obviously it's just going to totally win games on its own sometimes, and then other games it's going to look rather stupid. So we'll have to play the games to figure it out. I did experiment with this card recently. I can't say I was impressed at all. So I don't think I'll be taking that. Switcheroo is kind of an interesting proposition in this deck. I don't think we're going to play Scholar of the Stars, because we do have 2 Elvish Rejuvenators that's pretty good with. And then you could play a couple of these 2-drops or something, and that'd be alright. Also good with Salvager of Secrets, because you can just give them the 2/2 if you get the value off it, or you can get it back with that. The downside is it's another 5-drop, and our curve's a bit on the high side. The other option would be the Snapping Drake, just to kind of make our deck decent with a decent curve. But I think I'm willing to try out the Switcheroo here. Okay. As much as I like Colossal Dreadmaw, I don't think it's the pick here. Our curve is just simply too high. So I think I'd rather take Essence Scatter. Because I like Essence Scatter a good bit. Okay, much less exciting here. I don't know how highly to value Reclamation Sage. Obviously, it's gonna have a target some amount of the time, and then you get a body no matter what. Other option would be like an Uncomfortable Chill, but we're already sitting at a lot of playables, aren't we? So, let's see if there's any cards that we're just clearly cutting. It wouldn't be bad to cut one of these 5-drops, but I don't know what it would be. I actually think Salvager of Secrets is decent in our deck. Maybe Dwindle can go. So what does Switcheroo actually read? Okay, it is creatures. I guess I'm going to take this Reclamation Sage. I think we'll get an Uncomfortable Chill back and not even clear that we want it. Oh, there's Uncomfortable Chill if we do want it. And not really anything else here, so I'll take it, but we'll see if we actually play it. Definitely going to cut one of these 2-drops at least. And in fact, probably Omen Speaker is an upgrade over one of them anyway, and there's not really anything else to take in this pack. So we will do that. Alright, I think I'm happy to take a Basilisk here with my 2 Rabid Bites. It's a fine card. Alright, another 4-2 if we want it. We don't really, but I guess I'll take it. There is a Disperse. Probably not going to play it. Oh, and we got the Snapping Drake back. Okay. Well, we got a lot of playables, so it might be a little tricky figuring out how to build this deck. I also don't mind Titanic Growth. It's a fine card. And I don't think these are going to matter. Alright, so we got mini cuts to make here. Probably Manolith is out. Even though it is good with all of our high-end stuff, I think probably the 2 Rejuvenators is basically enough. Uncomfortable Chill, probably not quite doing enough to justify it. We could consider cutting something expensive here. Let's definitely cut a Greenwood Sentinel. And I guess I don't know what's, if I want to play, I guess I can cut both these 2-drops. I don't need to play either of them, because I do have the Departed Deckhand and Omen Speaker. I think that's enough 2-drops. Reclamation Sage, quite good if you ever get to use them. I honestly don't know how often it's going to be, so I'm kind of inclined to cut them. Are we a deck that particularly cares about playing a Titanic Growth? Probably not. So we could cut Titanic Growth. I don't think we want to play Disperse. I guess let's think about Salvager of Secrets here. Yeah, I mean, I think we just have too much decent stuff with them to cut them. Even Wind Mage, again, not great, but we're on the more proactive side, so it makes a card like him better. In terms of cards that actually pump them, Rabid Bites, Titanic Growth, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't really count the counter spells because it's just not reliable. I don't know if I'm playing too much expensive stuff here. Maybe I should just cut like a Rox Oracle. Or maybe like a Titanic Growth. Because it could just be a card kind of stuck in my hand early on. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut Titanic Growth. Alright. I think I like this deck well enough. Kind of tough to build. May not have chosen all the right cards. Man, I don't know. Maybe we should cut a 5-drop. The 5 slot's just looking rough here. I guess it would be Salvager of Secrets if we were going to cut something. Maybe it'd be Rox Oracle. I do think Switcheroo will be okay in our deck, just because we've got some good guys to throw away, particularly the Rejuvenators and like the Omen Speaker. Can't really do any trickery with the Departed Deckhand. That's not the way that card works. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if I wind up being disappointed by the switcheroo. What is our... So we're sitting at 15 creatures. So that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think Wind Mage pretty reasonable for our curve, even if he's not amazing. Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem our deck's going to have is dying with a bunch of expensive cards in hand. That's my big concern. So let's say we cut... Let's say we cut Rock's Oracle. What would we replace it with? That's a good question. Because like I say we don't draw our 2-drops. Our 3-drops are not necessarily saving us from an onslaught, because Rejuvenators don't block. I mean, some of our 4-drops block okay. Even Snapping Drake can kind of trade. Yeah, I'm just worried about dying early. We're just getting too far behind early. It's just because we got... Yeah, I think we had to cut one of these. Maybe we won't have time for Salvager of Secrets. No, I think it's tough. It's very possible the correct cut is Switcheroo here. But I mean, it's kind of a card that can get you back into a game. People are going to be playing some fat stuff. I guess this card is okay. Definitely can just kill him out of nowhere with it. I suppose it's decent with our flyers. Just 10 damage out of nowhere if they don't have a blocker. Some decks just can't deal with someone with 9 toughness or whatever. Or even like an 8/8. Elvish Rejuvenator. Yeah, I'm just a little worried about how high this curve is. I guess it's also possible we could cut the Sphinx, but I don't think I want to do that. I could cut something expensive and just play the Rejuvenator. It's going to give us a little bit easier time ramping up to our big stuff. The thing is, it just kind of sucks to draw, even if you got a bunch of big stuff, if you draw multiple 3-drop accelerants, you likely can't take 2 turns just casting those. So even though you can really use the mana, it's just hard to budget 6 mana in the early turns to things that are barely affecting the board and really just affecting your mana. So I have my reservations about this deck, but we will give it a shot and see how it goes. All right, this looks kind of like what we want to do. Nice to be on the play with this deck because, like I said, our biggest concern is just falling behind. So it's almost certainly going to be Rejuvenator this turn. Hopefully it doesn't get Essence Scattered. Gutter Snipe. So one thing we could potentially do is just Daggerback Basilisk and Rabid Bite his guy. It's going to save us some damage, but then also we get to play Salvager of Secrets and get a Rabid Bite back next turn. Definitely don't want to play that one. How do I not play that card? Okay. I think I will do that. I'm not sure how good Gutter Snipe really is in this deck. Often hard to actually make that work, but Doesn't seem like it's that big a deal to get Giant Spider out right now. So we could just go to town with the Prodigious Growth. I could have bounce and stuff though. But if he has bounce, like there's not really much he's going to be using it on here. I think I'm willing to trade Daggerback Basilisk for his guy. Then I'll just play Salvager of Secrets, I think. I don't think I'm supposed to just get the Prodigious Growth down right here and now. Alright, he's just gonna attack. Let's see if he's got any plays. Alright, I think we'll just go ahead and attack and play our Snapping Drake. I assume he must have something, given how much mana he's got and cards. Seems almost likely he's got a counterspell. There's no instant speed. Card draw. He could have a Totally Lost, but it's not even that good if he uses it. There's an argument for just passing here and not let him cast his Bone to Ash or something like that. Because, yeah, there's not really any instant speed card draw I can think of, so I don't know how punished we get for passing here. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. You could easily have Cancel or Bone to Ash or Essence Scatter. If he has Totally Lost, then he kind of gets us a little bit. Okay, well, he had that. That was also an option. But at least he used it on a worse target. Alright, so he's going to get back his Electrify. So now we got to figure out what exactly we're doing here. So we got to do something here. So let's play a Forest. And might be time to just slam Prodigious Growth, I guess, on the Salvager of Secrets, in case he's going to bounce it or something, then we get the value off of that. And I mean, it's going to be putting him to like at least 3, or at least 5, if not 3. Cast Dwindle on our guy. Alright, well, I think what we'll do, let's see if we get countered here. No, we don't. And I think I'll just do it like this. Woodland Stream. Thought I was playing my Woodland Stream. I guess I could have attacked with this 1-1-2. So it was a mistake. Because he's priced into blocking our dude. Alright, defensive sleep. I don't really mind that. There's no reason not to play both our guys, so because he's not going to have a sweeper in those colors, so I'll just play out our hand. Unlikely there's much you can do about this. Not sure what he really is going to be able to do here to survive, short of just another sleep or something. He's using his timeout. I just have to make sure it's not me timed out. That happens sometimes. But I do believe our opponent is the one with the priority. Opponent has all of the priority. Maybe he just got up and left. Or is that what happens when people just like disconnect? Our turn. I don't think either spouts is in this set, right? Let's hope not. It's not, right? Let's just actually double check that. Either spouts. Printed M19. Alright, I'm a few years off. This guy's just taking all of the time possible. Alright, and we win. Sweet, sweet victory. Look at that, we leveled up. Got a bunch of stuff and things. Let's just keep it going. I think the deck performed decently well. I was honestly a little distracted during portions of that game, so apologies if it wasn't totally tight play at times. But I think we did okay. Against Mikkel. Yeah, hand looks good. Any hand that's got an Elvish Rejuvenator in it, specifically one Elvish Rejuvenator in it, is pretty decent. And it's even something that can kind of block. I mean, it can definitely block that card, but that card's not always attacking, is the problem. And I may have to turn the graphic settings. I wouldn't think that would really be necessary in Magic Online. But they always surprise you. Alright, well he's bashing us for a little bit here. Let's just go ahead and get down our Rejuvenator. guess we want an island, but it doesn't really matter. Putting some decent cards on the bottom. I didn't realize until recently that you actually... Oh, I thought you get to see which ones they are. Maybe it's because it's... Does it put them in a random order? Yeah. So I guess that means you don't know which ones they are. I think Eldritch Rejuvenator is worth 6 life here. I don't think he's going to do a lot more than that. Alright, here's the part where we hope he doesn't have a shock or lightning strike. It'd feel worse if he had a shock, but net result wouldn't be too different. It's just mono red. Alright, Electrify on his turn I'm a little bit more okay with, even though we are still getting hit for 7 here. So I think this turn we gotta do a Snapping Drake and Rabid Body's Guy. He shouldn't have shock here for the aforementioned reason. Aforementioned as in he would have shocked our guy, so unless he drew it the previous turn, he shouldn't have it. And next turn we're gonna have 7 mana, so we can like Omen Speaker plus Totally Lost. I don't love that. If kind of a no-win situation here. If we sack a guy, it hits us for 5. I mean, it's basically, it is the exact same thing either way. Because if we sack our guy, he's just going to hit us for 5. So it doesn't really matter. This ain't great. So I guess our only hope is, so we're gonna Omen Speaker and then Totally Lost on his draw step. And we're really hoping with Omen Speaker that we get to hit a that we hit a counterspell, which we do have 2. So now I've got to figure out how to set a stop on his turn. I'll do it there. So we go to his draw step, and now we have to totally lost this guy. Actually, no, we don't do it yet. There's no reason we have to do it on his draw step. We might as well let him equip stuff first. Make those decisions. All right, let's see, like that. And let's let him commit to attacks. That's how we lost this guy, and I really have to hope here. He's probably going to equip his guy, yeah. Alright, Divination, still in. Alright. So I guess we're pretty dead now. Because even if we play the Giant Spider, it's got a chump block. No, I guess we're okay. Oh, we're not okay, but not just immediately dying, I guess, because this guy can chump block, and he won't be able to both attack and haste his guy, so he won't just die. But we're on relatively few outs. We could draw Switcheroo, and we get to play Rejuvenator. Okay, so sacrifice a creature. I'll sacrifice Omen Speaker. Haste this guy. And yeah, we can draw a switcheroo. Can't say I'm loving my odds. Even that doesn't work because he just kills us then with the 3-1. So we lose. Alright, well, unsurprising that we lost to a really fast deck. Though Demanding Dragon is just a really good card. Can you say? So we'll try to keep winning. It's hard to metagame for the aggro decks because there's relatively few in this format. The old triple blue hand. We do have a play at least. And we play a fair amount of green sources, right? It's not a great hand by any stretch, but I guess I'm going to keep. I think this hand's actually, it's justifiable to mulligan it. Because we have to draw a specific land rather than just any land. But let's just hope our opponent can't punish us too much and or we draw our green relatively quickly. This is one that's like probably kind of borderline given that you get to scry, whereas probably a keep before the scry rule. I put it somewhere in that ballpark. Is in the tank. Alright, I guess this is a reasonable hand against a blue deck, just because they're less likely to be fast. Alright, we drew our green. Probably still just get the Wind Mage out. Looks like we've got Essence Scatter coming our way. That's fine. And he's got his 3/3. I think attempt to get down the giant spider here. Definitely gonna block. Never mind. And I think, what do we want to play here? Had a couple interesting options. Can either play a 3-drop and a 2-drop, or we can play the Rock's Oracle. I think I'll play Rock's Oracle. It plays around him having counter spells on future turns a little bit better. Let's go ahead and attack because the guy ain't blocking. Like if he's sitting on a Bone Dash or Essence Scatter in hand, then it's better to play this way. Alright, there is a Rabbit Bite. think we'll start with an attack. Probably this trade happens, and then we can play Basilisk and kill his guy. Yeah. I think that's just going to be the play. Attack. I assume he's going to trade with Rock's Oracle. Possible he doesn't, but oh, he's just going to take it. Okay. Does it change anything really? I don't think it does. Our decking's not bad with our Rock's Oracle in play, so that could be our plan next turn. Just to get in for the 4. If he wants to attack here, I guess we just block with the Basilisk on his 4-2, but he doesn't. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get in for 4. I think he's got any spirits over there. I guess we get in with Basilisk as well. If he wants to trade off either of his guys for it, I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, that guy's turning into a dragon at some point, so I'm okay with that. We get the nasty Gasty in there. What does this attack mean? It means I want to trade. Rabid Bite to follow it up. He's a killer guy. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and attack. I think he's probably going to trade off his Basilisk for it. And then we'll just play our Gas Spark Twins, see if that holds. Not a bad draw. I guess we will start with Omen Speaker before we decide if we want to make this trade. Definitely put that on the bottom. And I think we're going to keep Prodigious Growth right on top. And I think we will attack. This puts him down to 5. And that'll actually mean this guy will be lethal through Omen Speaker, and he's probably not adding anything else to the board. Because Omen Speaker will be 8 power. Though I guess his play could possibly be just to get this back and put it on his Omen Speaker. In which case, I guess he's just like chump blocking with the Omen Speaker. Yeah, I'm just going to Bone Dash that. Alright. So I think that means we win now. We will trample over for the 5. Alright, 2 and 1 now, not too bad. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Keep it going. Up against X Blackburn. There's a pointy thing on his. Opponent goes first. Definitely an expensive hand, one of the ones we were worried about. But we do have Omen Speaker that's a little bit of a stop against aggro, and we'll smooth out our draw. Let's hope. So I'm going to keep. Alright. Happy to see that one. Best time to draw that card. And we'll get down the Omen Speaker. Is it going to get Essence Scatter? Looks like he didn't have Essence Scatter in hand, or it would have stopped there. I believe we're supposed to bottom both of these, but keeping the Essence Scatter like could be reasonable. The only problem is we just desperately need to draw lands. So we're definitely putting Bone Ash on the bottom. I'm not sure if we're supposed to bottom Essence Scatter or not. I think we're supposed to. We just really need to hit lands. The thing that makes me want to keep it is we don't have a play next turn anyway. Alright, he's just drawing cards. If we knew that was the literal next card, we would have kept the Essence Scatter on top, but if that's a non-creature spell, then we're in not great shape. It makes sense if he has Essence Scatter here, given the way he's played, but I think I'm just gonna, because it would have to mean he doesn't have a 4-drop if he plays that, and he's got a lot of cards in hand. On the other hand, this guy doesn't really do anything against that wall, so I think I'm just gonna play Snapping Drake. I don't think he had an Essence Scatter before, and I think the game basically told me he didn't because it automatically resolved my Omen Speaker. That guy is good. But I guess we're willing to tack into it here, and we'll just play Rock's Oracle, because we're kind of trading 3 for 2. It's precisely what we're doing, literally what we're doing. And yeah, let's play the Rock's Oracle now. We'll get to turn this guy into a 5 toughness guy, which is awkward, but that requires him dedicating his mana to it. So I might be making a 5/4 guy instead, which I'd actually kind of prefer because my Rock's Oracle can attack at least. Let's see who he's putting it on. Looks like he's clicking on that boar. No, looks like he's gonna make the wall. Fair enough. Okay, he's gonna get in. That is a card. I think we just play a couple dudes here. Departed Deckhand might get him with our 4-power guy. And we've also got the 7-power guy. Don't write him off. He can get us for 5 this turn with the boar, but can't really attack with the Skyrider Patrol. Solidar's Secret's not really doing anything quite yet. I think next turn we're almost certainly going to be playing Gasbark Twins. I guess if he leaves just like a bunch of mana open, we might have to use the old brain. Has chosen to not attack. I think we'll get in with our 3/2 here. If he wants to make the trade, that's all right. And then just playing Big Daddy. assume the trade is happening. And just get down big Gasty. If we draw land next turn, we get a double activate dark deckhand. And then we get to actually attack for exactly lethal. Assuming he doesn't play a spirit. No Rabid Bite one time. There is a totally lost. So how to proceed here? So we can attack with Gasbark Twin. And then if he wants to block with Basilisk, we can totally lost it. And we still get through for 7. Use the timeout here. Or we could just make him unblockable and get him for 9. Yeah, I think let's do that. Did I not attack with deckhand last turn? I think I forgot to attack with deckhand last turn, which is quite unfortunate. Because it may not matter, but it definitely could matter. Yeah, I think I did forget to attack with the deckhand last turn. I can't really remember. I don't think I did. To rewind the tape on that one. Clearly should have, because he can't be blocked, and I wasn't planning on blocking with him. But it would make it a lot easier to win if I'd done that. Alright, he's making a bigger wall. He's going to attack for 6. I think we can throw away this guy for 6. Now we got 8. So I think this should be pretty easy. It'd be easier if we only had to get through with one of our guys. Uncomfortable chill. I think you're still dead, buddy. Also make you not able to be blocked. Alright, so we got that one. We are 3-1 now. Got something. There's 2 rare wild cards that I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. I think I already had 2 rare wild cards, so it wasn't that. Yep, this looks good. Fits the criteria of Elvish Rejuvenator. Basically, the best start our deck is capable of. It's got the bomb. Alright, I don't mind that. That's going to give us something to get back with Salvager. Well, let's just go ahead and get down our Rejuvenator here. And we'll get a Forest. What are we going to cast this coming turn? I think let's go ahead and attack to begin with. I think I'll just play Divination here, so I shouldn't play my land first in case I draw my tap land. He just gets to use his Apparatus. If I play my Basilisk, it's not going to really cost him any mana since he didn't use his mana on turn 3 anyway. Alright. I think I'll just play Boar here. I could also play my Salvager of Secrets, but I think I'd rather get some pressure down. This only hits for 2, right? Okay. Good to know. I'm assuming he's missing his other color. He's probably not mono white and just has no. Probably not mono white all 5 drops. I'm willing to bet. So let's go ahead and get him for 5, and then we got 6 mana for something. Here, I think I will just play my Salvager, get back my Divination. Yeah, it's not doing a whole lot here. So you got 6 drop. Just nothing. Just nothing. I think he would have pulled the trigger on the Wrath if he has it. Assume he's going to kill our 2/2 now. So we'll take 5, go to 8, and then we're just going to play Gasbark Twins. Not really a big deal if he does Wrath us. This will set up lethal. Because I mean, our hand's just full of stuff to do. If he does have the Wrath, like it wouldn't be, obviously that'd be probably his best thing he could do. But I think he would have done it last turn, and I'm thinking he's just sitting on, I guess, blue spells is what he is lacking. All right, so we got 4 and 1 now, pretty good. Yeah, this hand seems fun. Hopefully can either draw or scry into a Rejuvenator. It'd be cool, but not really even necessary with our hand. I think against the blue deck, not that worried about. Don't think we need the island. Do we want the Basilisk? I think we don't want the Basilisk. Just in the dark here against blue, we could have a lot of flyers and stuff. Just may not be the best option against them. So I think we'll just bottom both, and then we get to play Wind Mage next turn. play that card. I think I should get the Wind Mage down here. Next turn, we likely just play our Snapping Drake. I don't know if our opponent's mono blue or if he's just missing this other color. Alright, not that worried about that. Yeah, I'll just play the old Snapper. And no text. That's a good one. It's gonna be hard to beat. I really have to go balls to the wall here and hopefully kill him. But that's gonna be a tall order. Because that card is very good. He draws 2 cards. Yeah, Exclusion Mage is going to buy him some good time. Alright, line's, I guess, okay, but pretty boned here. He's at 17 and he's got quite the clock with the Patient Rebuilding. If we play Wind Raider Sphinx next turn, then we do get to draw a bunch of cards. Not exactly. He's supposed to play tap for it. I don't think the boar is doing anything, so I guess I just get this idiot down. I don't think I want to attack, just trade for both of these guys. Alright, we're pretty low chance to actually win this game. It's so many cards, and also just milling us out of this game. Yeah, 2 Exclusion Mages, not bad. Alright, we got a Rabid Bite. I have a feeling this ain't gonna resolve. Yeah, I mean, we're basically just dead here. We aren't, no way we're gonna kill him in 4 turns. Sure. Try to Rabid Bite the 4/4. Island. And yeah, we still have no path to victory. Patient Rebuilding is quite the card. Maybe if we get the +7/+7 thing, oh, we just milled it, of course. So that ain't gonna do it. And we milled our guy, makes our stuff unblockable. I guess let's go ahead and attack here. It's a situation where all plays are equal. Because all of them have 0 win percentage. He's got some kind of instant in his hand. Yeah, totally lost, whatever. He gets to mill our guy then. Alright, I think I've seen enough here. Let's get on to the next one. So we're 4-2 now. So see if we can rattle off 3 straight. keep this one for sure. We have things to do. Both colors are mana. Alright, even a 2-drop. This is an exceptionally good card hand for our deck. Be ideal if this doesn't get Essence Scattered, but you know, what are you gonna do? Got Bant on the other side there. Fair enough. And play the Rejuvenator. Likely going to drop the board down next turn. We sifted, okay. Well, I don't hate where we're at right now. As long as we ain't getting wrathed. As long as we ain't getting wrathed. Alright. So I think we'll just get in for 2 and play our Drake. Then we can potentially just make a guy unblockable, hit for a bunch next turn to on the order of 6. Or play our Giant Spider if we think we need to. Can't say I'm too impressed with my opponent's draw here. He ramped into a pretty mediocre 6-drop, even with a bunch of card selection. And he's drawing more cards. Probably should have cast that on our deckhand, I would think. Alright, I like that. That means we just get to get in with everything. And get rid of his guy. This puts him dead to unblockable stuff next turn, so he's gonna need removal or something, which, I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on, but just hope we don't have Wrath, right? Am I right? Probably would have played Wrath or not played his Serpent thing. Okay, Sleep I'm okay with. He would have Wrath if he had it. So I don't think he's got Wrath. And if we play the Giant Spider, he's still dead even if he can deal with this guy. Whereas if he kills this guy, then we've only got 5 on board, so I'm going to play. I'm going to live dangerously here. And I'll play my land. I think he's probably in a position where he can't play around anything, and we draw Divination or something. Alright, 5 and 2. Let's keep it going. Ooh, what do we got? Oh my god. So let's see if we can get to 6 wins. 1 win at a time. On the draw, I don't think I like it. Need to draw blue and need to draw, well, obviously if we draw blue then we draw a land, but I No, something rubs me the wrong way about this hand. So I think we're going to ship it. Alright, this hand is perfectly fine. Definitely going to keep the Rejuvenator right on top. Alright, I'd prefer not to get countered here, but a little dangerously. Looks like he's got this. I think he's got an Essence Scatter in hand. He just is choosing not to cast it on that. Or cancel. Would also make sense with his mana. I'm just going to play Divination here because I think it basically gave away that he's got one of those, and I don't want to get one of my things countered. Let's play an island. Actually, let's just manually tap. It looks like he's got cancel. It's kind of weird how you can tell that, but what are you gonna do? Alright, let's throw out the Snapping Drake. I assume this is going to get cancelled. Ooh, Bone Dash. I think he probably has it cancel in his hand as well. That's my guess. Maybe not. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Give the old switcheroo and pass. I'm gonna get back with Salvager of Secrets as well. And Salvager of Secrets even pumps this guy. Pumps our guy. Alright, you got us. Alright, I think I'm gonna play this first. See if he counters it. I guess he doesn't have an Essence Scatter in hand. It's not that surprising. And then we'll just play Salvager of Secrets. And I think we'll just get back Switcheroo. I think it's better than getting back Divination. It's going to make it rough for him to commit too much to the board. We'll have to be on Chromium Watch next turn. Let's just go ahead and attack. He's got the flash. And I think we're just playing Rocks Oracle. Do you have cancel? I guess we kind of knew he had cancel. But I guess it was going to get us at some point. And I guess we play land. Kind of sucks if he mind rots us. So I guess I won't play land. Our Divination's already gone. Yeah, I think I won't. Alright, he's got the Bloodlord. So we can go up to 9 mana, so we can Rabid Bite plus play our guy. chump blocking here? Not chump blocking. Alright, I don't think we have to worry about a Wrath. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this. Require white source plus a Wrath. And we got switcheroo, I suppose. But we don't really need that. To mill or anything. Alright, and he is conceded. Alright, so 6-1, not bad. I think that means we're ahead on the gems. Level up, we get... Okay, I guess it means the next level. So that means we got 2 rare wild cards now. Am I understanding how this works right? Does that mean I have 2 more of these? Yeah, look at that, so I'm up to 4 now. And we got 850 gems plus a pack, I guess. Do you always get a pack? I don't know how any of this shit works. So we're playing for that big 7th win here. That would be nice. Already had a 7-0, so it's not going to feel that good comparatively. That'll feel alright. Alright, we got the Rejuvenator. Good enough for me. Alright, Rejuvenator's pretty good against Child Knight. As long as we ain't getting counterspelled. Should suck. So he does have a counter. Acid Scatter. Got us. So next turn I guess we'll just play Giant Spider. Gets cards. Taxes for 2. Yeah, I can't say our Wind Reader Sphinx has ever done anything in these games. But I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. I think I'm more interested in getting down the Bristling Boar because of its power. It's raw power. Not gonna attack. Fair enough. Do we just have to Rabid Bite this thing? We don't have any way to Rabid Bite that anytime soon. And that guy is going to drain us for 2 a turn. So, it seems mildly reasonable. I think I'll take another hit for 4 here. Just so I don't trade off my Snapping Drake. Okay. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't have Bone Dash or something. That'd be awkward. And then let's go ahead and attack. Draw a card. So let's see if Wind Reader Sphinx can deliver us our 7th win here. Oof. That is not what I wanted. draw our own switcheroo and switcheroo right back. Alright, I think we just block like this. I go to 7. Bone to ash. So I guess switcheroo or totally lost would be fine. To keep in mind that the Wind Rider Sphinx triggers on your stuff too, or on their opponent's stuff, I should say. So gotta be careful. Man, do we even? I guess I actually wasn't really sure I wanted to play that right then and there, because he could easily have a better card to counter. But that's how it went down. What to do here? Do we just go for it? Just put it on the Drake, let him draw a million cards, and just hope for the best. Because the problem is we don't even kill him that quickly. But I don't really see what else we're doing. I guess we could play Aven Wind Mage, and that means he can't really attack. And he can. Because we gotta hit him 3 times, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a likely outcome here. With him, he gets to draw a card every time we do it, and he gets to draw a card in his turn. So he's drawn 3 cards a turn. So I think we're just hoping this works. He only gets to kill one of our guys in theory. Any number of things go wrong here. Yeah, like that. I mean, he's still only 1-for-1ing here. We still have the out to something. I guess I'm just gonna put Prodigious Growth on my guy and block. Not something I'm proud to do. But obviously we'd just die if he attacks, so. Alright. No attacks. We are at your mercy. No, switcheroo is not even like a particularly good draw. Alright, Diagraph Ghoul. It still means our switcheroo is not active. Seems like he's got counterspell in hand or something. But at least now his blocks are still bad, I guess. I'll play my land. Could draw Salvager of Secrets and then Divination and then draw a land and something I have to play. Alright, so now he gets to, I guess, if he wants to attack with everything, we have to block that and take 5. Go to 1, and he draws a card. Okay, and that will kill us, because all we have to do is take 1 damage. Alright, so 6 and 3, reasonable result. Not amazing, but I suppose I will take it. Alright guys, well thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Fine, we'll open the packs. Fine, we'll open the packs first. Turn off the video if you don't care about the packs. I almost want to turn off the video because I don't really care about the packs. But There. Are you happy now? All right, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.